So as we get started here, we're going to see that the family tree quickly breaks into two sides here. So we have all of our quadrilaterals either fall under parallelograms or trapezoids. Let's look at parallelograms first. Parallelograms are going to be any quadrilaterals with two sets of parallel lines. And I've gone ahead and just drawn sort of a standard parallelogram there. It has two sets of equal sides. Our trapezoids are going to be anything with exactly one set of parallel sides. So if you see here, one set of parallel sides, and then this set of sides is not parallel, so this is a trapezoid. So all of our quadrilaterals are going to fall into these categories: parallelograms with two sets of parallel sides, or trapezoids with just one set of parallel sides. Now, our trapezoid side kind of ends there. So if it just has one set of parallel sides, it's a trapezoid. But if it has two sets of parallel sides, it could be a couple of other shapes under our parallelogram side here. So our next two are going to be a rectangle and a rhombus. So a rectangle is any parallelogram that has all right angles. So we see here it has two sets of parallel sides, so it's a parallelogram, but it has all right angles. Now, a rhombus is going to be a parallelogram where all side lengths are equal. So you can see it's a parallelogram. It has two sets of parallel sides here, but all the side lengths are equal. So our parallelogram side has kind of gone into two branches now. Now, our very last shape here is our special one. It is a square. Now, a square is a parallelogram because it has two sets of parallel sides. It's a rectangle because it has all right angles, and it's also a rhombus because all of the side lengths are equal. So it kind of is a culmination of this whole side of the tree here. So it is a rectangle and a rhombus together, and it is also a parallelogram. So that is how our quadrilateral family tree works out. Now this can be kind of confusing to some people, so we are going to use this family tree and we're going to look at it in a different way. So first we want to start out with all of our quadrilaterals included. So I'm just going to draw this big rectangle shape around the outside. Do the best I can to show it on the video here too. It might not be perfect drawing, so I'm trying to do it with one hand here. Oh, my side lengths might not be very straight here, so you'll have to excuse me. But this whole rectangle here is going to be our whole quadrilateral family. This is all of our quadrilaterals. They're all going to be housed here in this big rectangle. So this is all of them. Now remember, we had two categories of quadrilaterals to start out with. We had our parallelograms and our trapezoids. So I'm going to do our trapezoids next, and they're just kind of going to be off to the side here because they're just by themselves. Once we just know that a shape has just one set of parallel sides, we know it's a trapezoid, so it's kind of off there by itself. But we have this other category of quadrilaterals, which are the parallelograms, which have two sets of parallel sides, and they have other shapes within them. So I'm going to make this big circle in here. Sorry, I might have to put my video down for a second here so I can make a circle. And in here is going to be all of our parallelograms. Our parallelograms. So again, we're making kind of the same thing here. We have all of our quadrilaterals, we have our trapezoids, one parallel side over here, and parallelograms with two sets of parallel sides in the center here. Now we know that within our parallelograms, we have our rectangles and our rhombuses. So I'm going to make two circles to represent them. So our rectangles, it's going to be this green circle over here. These are our rectangles, which are parallelograms with all right angles, of course. And then we're going to make a separate circle for our rhombuses, but we need to make sure that these circles come together at one point because a rectangle and a rhombus can come together to make a square. It's a parallelogram with all right angles and all equal sides. So it's both a rhombus, a rectangle, and a parallelogram. So these right here are our rhombuses, is this circle here. And then right in the center here, where parallelograms, rectangles, and rhombuses all come together, this center part here is our squares. So let's look at this representation one more time. We have our quadrilaterals, four sides, trapezoids, one set of parallel sides, parallelograms, two sets of parallel sides, rectangles, all right angles, rhombuses, all equal side lengths, and in the middle where they intersect is our squares.